What's up, guys? You have seen the all-new redesigned LPX. It's live. It's on the DiamondC.com website where you can go and build your own to fit your specific job. Today what we're looking at is we have a beautiful dynamic blue bumper pull LPX 208 that we're going to walk through from the front to the back and show you some of those updated features, the standard features on the new LPX, but as well some options that can be had if you jump on there and start outfitting one for the job you need to do. So this one in particular, starting up front, again, it's a bumper pull. This one is a 20-foot long. It has the max ramps on the back. We'll get there. But right up front is where a lot of the changes happen on the new LPX. You can see how the tongue kind of steps down right there in front of the box, and then it kind of curves up here in front of the frame. That's because it's an engineered beam tongue. Every one, no matter the GVWR, is an engineered beam tongue. What that allows us to do is have control over the height of the tongue, giving you a little bit more depth inside for storage. We continued that HD V-tongue lid style, which means this whole tongue area is covered with the diamond plate lid where you can actually use it as extended deck space. If you get into a position where I need, it's a 20-foot trailer, I need to be able to haul 22-foot lumber, you don't want it to hang off the back, or 22-foot rebar or something, you can actually cheat it over onto the tongue, no big deal. Or you can use that space to haul a toolbox, a job box, a generator, a pump, things like that, that maybe you don't have space in the back of the truck, or you just out of trailer space. You can use this as extended deck space. But what we didn't give up is all that immense storage space inside. So this one has the spare in here. We've got a new divider that's standard in the tongue. So if you want to store your spare, it keeps it from getting over into, in this case, the battery for the winch, but also into your additional storage area. So you have a lot of storage inside here that you can use many different ways. And it's also lockable. The design change on the lid itself, we actually curved the lip down here. Instead, on the older design, it curved up, and it allowed a lot more debris, dirt, things to get inside the box more easily. So it made this a little more weatherproof, so when we turned the edge down, but we still kept our fence around the top with the tie down so that you can use it, like I said, for additional deck space. So on the jack, it is that new Small jack. It's now a 15K jack. When we first released it, it was 12K. So this one is now 15,000 pounds rated, which the industry standard is 12,000. The other cool thing about the Small jack is it's a 2-speed versus the industry standard on this trailer would be a single-speed jack. So a lot more cranking. We just recently did a test where the Small in low gear with a heavy load on the front was actually twice as fast going fully extended versus a normal 12K jack. So, but again, you have high speed and low speed. Unloaded, you use that high speed, and man, you're unhooked so much quicker. But then low speed, again, if you have a heavier load on it and you need to get out from under it, the low speed, it changes the gear ratio and makes it much easier to be able to get a heavier load off. Moving on back, the next change that we made on the LPX was two things with the rub rail. Number one, the older stake pockets were a 1/4 inch thick and they were really oversized, making it hard to use your standard stake pocket accessories. So we changed that. Now it is a more normal profile 3/16 stake pocket. It's formed, and your normal accessories will now work on that. Additionally, we added chain spools between the stake pockets, which makes chaining down a piece of equipment like a skid steer or a Mini X a lot easier. It gives you more options to be able to use either your D-rings or your chain spools or your stake pockets as well. Anywhere, it gives you a lot more tie down capability up and down the trailer. So where this one starts getting interesting is from an option standpoint, they added the popular pop-up winch. So it's got a trigger right there. The cool thing is you pop it up, you lock it out. It's got a lock on both sides. Now I've got a winch to be able to load down equipment. It's one of those things that, gosh, when you need it, you really need it. You may not use it all that often, but again, if you're in a bad place, you got a tractor in the field that's down, or a piece of equipment, or a buddy's car, that comes in really clutch. The cool thing is though, whenever you shut it, now you've got that pretty well flush working space. Like you can drive right over it. It's not sticking up in the way. You don't have some big contraption, like I've seen a lot of them build on a winch plate. It's just really slick and smooth. This one does come with 4 5/8 D-rings like we talked about earlier. Standard, you can add more of those. On this particular one, it was ordered with a 3/16 diamond plate floor, which is not super common, but the folks who love the diamond plate, love a steel floor, man, they won't hardly have anything else. It's a forever floor. A lot of our competitors will use an 1/8 inch diamond plate, which is quite a bit thinner than 3/16. The 3/16 is super tough. Like, it's gonna last a long time. Downside is it can get scratched up when you're loading material and things on it, versus the wood doesn't really show that. So there's pros and cons. The diamond plate is gonna be a good bit heavier than just pine floor. So keep that in mind. It's gonna take away some of your payload, but it is crazy stout. Moving on back to this fender running gear area. This is a 208, which means it has two 8,000 pound axles. It's rated at 18,000 pounds GVWR, which means this trailer, including the weight of the trailer, is limited at 18,000, which is actually pretty high. Most trailers in its class are going to be 16,000 if they've got 8K axles. But we do what we call a proration, because the axles are 60-40. They're 60% from the tongue to here, 40% back. So it actually transfers weight onto the truck, effectively letting you raise the GVWR or the trailer. So you've got 18,000. The trailer weighs, I think this one was like 3,600 pounds. We can look in a minute. Just going to give you just under 14,000. Is that 14? My math is off. That's a little over 14,000 of payload capacity on this trailer. So your newer mini X's, but also skid steers like a SVL 95 is going to weigh in that 12,000 pound range. It's a perfect setup for that type of machine because they're getting so much heavier and bigger. We only run the big brake 8K axles, and what I mean by that, some of our competitors run a 8K axle. It has the 8K beam which goes across, and some 8K like bearing, but what's different is the brake. The 3 3/8 brake is the big brake. A lot of our competitors run what they call a hybrid 8K, and that is a smaller brake. It's the same brake that's on a 7K axle. It does rate high enough, but from a stopping power standpoint and a longevity standpoint, we believe that the 3 3/8 brake is superior, and so that's the only one we run on the Diamond C 8K axles. We're running a 215/17.5 on here as well. It is an 18 ply tire, so take that into account. Some folks on their 8K axles will run only a 235 14 ply than a 16-inch wheel. We got the slipper roller suspension, the SRHD, which is the new suspension from Lippert we released last year. It is a longer lasting suspension. It's got rubber inserts in the hanger and in the equalizers, which kind of dampens your ride, gives you a little better ride. But the rollers is where the magic is. As that suspension articulates, it rolls, the spring rolls against the roller and increases the lifespan of your suspension. A lot less wear and tear on your suspension in the same amount of time. A traditional 7 or 8K spring suspension is going to wear out way before the slipper roller does. So another new update with the refresh is this fender design. It's a smooth fender and it looks the exact same. The standard is a bolt-on. This one's welded because it's the 3/16 version. So it's still that super heavy duty option that we've always had. Just looks a little different. It's a little sleeker. It's smooth instead of diamond plate. And then the standard version, we went up in gauge to 12 gauge versus 14 gauge. And again, it's still smooth and it bolts on. Moving to the back, this one was outfitted with the max ramp loading option or loading style. There are a few different options on the LPX. This is one of them. It gives you a 3.5 foot dovetail, 3.5 foot full width loading option. So this is really great for what we've talked about, equipment, vehicles, ATVs, side by sides. Like, it gives you a really nice wide footprint for anything, just about. Very versatile. And then you can see as the driver's side one's laid down, you can use the top of that space full length for cargo. So if you got both of them laid down and you're picking up some lumber or whatever it is that you need to extend over onto that dovetail, that's not a problem. You set it right on top of the diamond plate. The other options available is a 5 foot tall or 5 foot long by 2 foot wide super heavy duty flip knee ramp that's got expanded metal. It's really great for more straight equipment minded, if you will. And then on the 102 wide max width version, we've got what we call the X ramp, which is similar in the design style or concept to the max ramp, but it's one piece and it's full width. It's super cool. So with that being said, we've worked our way all the way through this LPX. Jump on diamondc.com. There's the LPX and LPX GN. They start from 16 feet all the way up to 30 feet. You've got the 207, 208, 210, 307, so GVWRs from 14.9 all the way up to 24,000 pounds, and a pile of options where you can make one your own to really curate and fit the work that you need to do. We'll see you on the road.